تفضل تفضل عبد القوي. وعليكم السلام.
We were talking previously about when somebody is reading the Quran and trying to pick up those subtleties from the verses and things of that nature. I was just asking for some practical tips of how do you extract those subtleties without misinterpreting or going on the extreme and coming to false conclusions.
Bismillah. Question says, with regards to the subtleties of the Quran, its meanings, its secrets, its gems and jewels, etc. How do you come across them? What are some of the practical ways and tips without going too far and delving too deep and becoming misguided, etc.? First and foremost is, many of the subtleties of the Quran, you coming across them is more than enough for you to read what has been discovered. I don't think there's enough time in a day. I don't want to say this, but one may say you don't have enough time in your life, especially at the age in which you're asking 30, 40, whatever, to read all of the subtleties that the ulama have written and spoken on and jotted down with regards to the tafsir, let alone time to come up with your own. So that's first and foremost. There's more than enough that's there. And if the stuff is there already, then alhamdulillah, if it's a reputable, reliable source, you're not going to crash. As far as something that you may not have read before, or in a new modern twist, modern times, this applies to our times. Ibn Kathir, he lived hundreds of years ago, in a totally different environment, religious, spiritual environment, political environment. Everything was different in the time of Ibn Kathir. Kullu shay. Of course, certain things remain the same. People are people, but everybody understand the point? There was no United Nations in the time of Ibn Kathir. There was no such thing as the war on terror in the time of Ibn Kathir. There was no such thing as border, there was no TS, there was none of this stuff. Terrorism, there was no FBI in the time of Ibn Kathir. Everybody understand this? CIA and this war, but things were totally different then. The Muslims and how the Muslims lived. Of course, certain things are the same. People were being killed. There were Muslims who fought non-Muslims. There were wars. We're not denying that. So with that being said, for you to modernize something and come across it in a different light, in a different aspect, that's something that's possible. And as far as a practical way of doing it, it's just asking Allah to give you the understanding of the book and to open up your mind and your heart to be worthy and be capable of getting from the secrets of this book, this great, tremendous book. Okay, obviously, if you have some Arabic language, you understand certain principles. This is general. It's deep how it's mentioned here with a masculine pronoun, there with a feminine pronoun. The heavens and the earth say, the qalat, they said, the heavens talk, the mountains, things like this from the lugha. And also from certain tafsir principles that you get. And also formal training. And oftentimes you have the ability to do something, it's in you, but it has to be extracted. It has to be poured out of you. It has to be pressed. It's like an olive. The oil has to be what? Taken out of it. Everybody understand this? The coffee bean is of no use until you what? If you roast it and you grind it. So therefore, many times you have the ability to have talent and in, but you have to be taught in a way. Not only you have to be taught to think in a certain way and to look for certain things like we see in class. Okay, many things I'm sure you read or you come across is not the same anymore. After you learn this principle and this hadith, that don't make sense. Or you have a sharper eye than the average person who hasn't been studying these hadiths all these times. Made to look for certain things and to pick up on certain things. All right. Last but not least, I would say life experience. The more life experience you have, as we just said, you lead a real life. You interact with people. You travel to different countries. You see things firsthand, and then there's no doubt you have the ability to say, "This is from what that verse means." Look, it's happening right here in the airport. Allah says, "This will come. This person will come. I will test my slaves. I will support them." And you feel that. You see it from the life that you live. And it's very important, to have a real life and to live a real life. A real life doesn't have to be nothing spectacular. You don't have to be no superstar or no killer or no tough guy. No, a real life is just living a real life. Experiencing life, being honest, being true. And just Obviously, there are levels to real life. The more you travel, the more people you deal with, the more situations that you go through. They're real life. And many of us aren't living real lives. We talk, we say this, but in actuality, we're not really experiencing a real life. And Allah knows best.